Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada. I just wanted to wish a happy Janmasthami to all the wonderful disciples of Srila Prabhupada all around the world. So you have a nice purifying ceremony, some extra rounds, extra service, all kind of nice things you will go through in the divine mercy to Srila Prabhupada's transcendental lotus feet. You can see a little bit of the service we were able to do up until now. Some nice decorations. Srila Prabhu did a nice garland. That's the humble altar we have with some jewels like flowers. Prabhupada actually mentioned that because in the Kali Yuga there are no jewels, so the only jewel is actually the flowers. And here we have the Gulab Jamuns Prabhus. This is the second batch. The first batch is already done. You can see they're soaking very nicely. They've been already here for an hour or two, so 2 more hours will be ready to be offered to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, this batch is soon to be floating. And here we have a special assistant, Bhakta Srila Prabhu, making beautiful garlands for Srila Prabhupada. He made already a very big one for Lord Krishna. As you can see, a lot of bhakti here. Mata Paratanam Nanyat Kashti Ashti Dhananjaya. You know what it means, Srila Prabhu?
No.
It means that Krishna is the thread and all the beautiful marigolds are strangling him. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Happy Janmasthami, Hare Krishna.
Jai Prabhupada.
Janmasthami team 2017. Hare Krishna Babu.
Hare Krishna.
You're thinking about Krishna?
Krishna?
Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nekate Advaita Shini Vasachakradara
Bosi Yache Gora Cham Ratna Simasani
Vasi Yache Goracham
Arati Kore Na Brahma Adi Deva Gane
Arati Kore Na Brahma Adi Deva Gane
Narari Adi Kore Chamara Duraya
Naradi Adi Kore Chamaraduraya
Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshadigaya
Sanjaya Mukunda
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ranjana.
I
Yamuna.
really have to go. I'm so
Just
sorry.
5 minutes.
I really have to go. I'm already late.
She's got a meeting, so
Oh,
I am
we are
sorry.
rushing
I'm
to the
so
meeting.
sorry.
Because I just wanted to shoot the video with all of
No,
us.
because we
Okay.
wanted to
have
go.
a meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Oh,
thank
thank
you,
you.
I really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I'm just gonna give you a little prasad, Mataji.
Sure.
You can see the lyrics, they're right there. Maybe you can share, we don't have another one unfortunately. So it's very simple, Jai Radha Madhava. Yes, please repeat here. Jai Radha
Jaya
Madhava.
Radha Madhava.
Jaya Radha Madhava.
Jaya Radha Madhava.
Kunja Bihari.
Kunja Bihari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha.
Gopi Jana Vallabha.
Giri Varadhari.
Giri Varadhari.
Yasoda Nandana.
Yasoda Nandana.
Braja Jana Ranjana.
Braja Jana Ranjana.
Yamuna Tira.
Yamuna Tira.
Vanachari.
Vanachari.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Very simple. And the method is I chant and you repeat. And then we together flow on a transcendental vibration straight to the spiritual world where we all are from. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Everybody. Jaya Radha.
Madhava. Kunja Bihari.
Very good. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Yashodanandana Parivajacharya Shota Shata Shishima Divine Grace. Shira Esi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajacharya Shota Shata Shishima Divine Grace. Shira Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavana ki Jai. Namacharya Shrivedas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kao Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavana ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Shri Vedama ki Jai. Mathura Dham ki Jai. Yamuna Mai ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Hari Nam Sankirtan Yaga ki Jai. Samveta Bhaktavana ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh, glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Oh, glories to Shri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale. Shri Mata Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauranga Shri Krishna. So it's your first time in a Hare Krishna temple?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is the main engagement. We just glorify God in His name. And because it's not different, we derive all the pleasure. Like many people, they think, oh, how long they can chant the whole thing, the same thing over and over again, or what is the meaning, or actually it doesn't matter because it connects you with the Absolute. So all the different aspects of, life, spiritual life,
Yeah.
they're already there. So just like Juan, I think we met at the Tam-Tams.
Yeah.
Tam-Tams, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there I sit and I chant for maybe 6-7 hours at a
Okay.
time, and there is no cessation of the pleasure that I experience. Why? Because it's spiritual. Something material, like you take any band, any music, whatever you like now, you're not gonna like it in a year, in a two. What to speak about 10 years, right? If you imagine what you were listening to when you were 10 years old, it's gonna be embarrassing probably to tell it to others. Oh, I like Britney Spears or Nirvana or this or that. So what was popular 10 years ago will not be popular in 20 years. But this mantra, those 3 words actually, 4 lines, it was popular 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, millions of years ago, and it will continue to be. And why we can say firmly like that is because many spiritualists, we are students of our spiritual master, but our spiritual master, he comes in a lineage of many acharyas or spiritual teachers that throughout history in a succession would go straight to Krishna, who appeared 5,000 years ago. This is Lord Chaitanya, he appeared 500 years ago.
Okay.
Krishna, he's on the bottom there with his friends, with his cows, like that.
Okay.
And from him there are 32 spiritual masters, and Srila Prabhupada is the present link to the succession. So they all state, how wonderful this chanting is. No need to be, very elaborate in music, or you don't have to have any knowledge of arithmetics or whatever. You just chant and you feel bliss. And the knowledge that our spiritual master given, he wrote over 80 volumes of books that describes how to do it in a scientific way, just like medicine. You take the medicine according to the prescription. You have a certain amount of times, you have to apply a certain amount of days after eating, before eating, like that. So similarly, this chanting is the prescribed method, the prescribed medicine for this day and age to practice not just yoga means to link up, but to leave everything material and take to spiritual life, even in this material body, and feel blissful, feel that actually you already have everything. You don't need, Material life means you need. you need to work, you need to study, you need this, you need that. Even family, the most pure out of material experiences, family, love. It is too, it is out of some need, out of some necessity for the body. But ultimately, we're not the body. So this is where our teaching starts from. And the prime scripture, if we speak about scriptures for a moment, the different scriptures, but this Bhagavad Gita is very nice because it's not based on any dogma or any set of beliefs. It's based on sound reasoning and philosophy. Right? Everyone likes philosophy. What do you study, if I may ask?
Yeah, but I studied business.
Oh, business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's business in Bhagavad Gita too.
Okay.
Because you need some, you need some determination, in everything. So determination originates in the intelligence and desire. So Bhagavad Gita shows how to practice yoga of intelligence. Not stretching just of the body, and then the mind is disturbed the whole day anyways. But stretching right from the mind, from the intelligence, and feeling great throughout the whole existence. Not just today, tomorrow, but forever. Never ending, ever increasing. Never ending fun. This is our selling line to this Maha Mantra, and it's free. So I'm trying to find this. Bhagavad Gita. How are you, Cyril? You like the chanting?
I'm transported.
Cyril, he's been practicing for the last year or two.
Okay.
12 months, basically, approximately.
A long
This
time.
is really... Yeah, it's not such a long time, but it's really a big change. The mantra you cannot. Once you start chanting, you cannot stop. It's like it becomes because
It's a part of you.
it's like an addiction, but in the good way.
Mhm.
It's really addictive. Yes, this is the power of sound. Sound is really powerful. It's like
Very.
ether.
But I know I know Ramachandra this Sunday. I'm very happy
You met him.
they met
Yeah.
him.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with him. But he's a guy with emotional things
Yes.
very open to many very the expression of spiritual. I think
Spiritual.
is Ramachandra.
Yes.
He has too many open. He understand too many things. I understand. I still understand. But the last week I have a. I know know something. I think when I see Ramachandra, I think in this guy. He's a singer, big singer of world. I saw this personality in this guy.
Okay, I found the mantra. Just like the Hare Krishna mantra, we chanted. So the Bhagavad Gita consists of 700 mantras. You can have a look. And each one of them, mantra, what is the meaning of mantra? You remember?
Yeah, it's mantrayate means like to free the mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Man means mind, and tra means to free. Just like so many things we might even know how to do, but because our mind is not free, is occupied with so many things which we don't want there, we cannot do even the most simple thing. So first of all, we have to clear the mind out of the misconception of the bodily life. We all think we are the body, man, woman, tall, small, ugly, beautiful, and because we all the time thinking like that, we're disturbed. because we are spiritual. Spirit means beyond the body. So if we continue to think that we are the body, we're a man, we're a woman, we're rich, we're poor, we Canadian, we from the USA, then will continue the chain of disturbance, you know. And even in material affairs, you know, business, education, architecture, Cyril, I think you're doing
Architecture.
Yes, architecture. We won't be able to function. Sooner or later, there will be, you know, middle life crisis or so many things, you name it, you know, suicide, whatever. So the medicine of yoga deals with the root problem. What is our root disturbance in this life? Is that we think that we're the body. And I would like to read this nice mantra that our divine spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who written all those elaborate purports and explanations, and thanks to him we can only speak so lucidly about the subject matter of spiritual life. He elaborates on what is the significance, especially about this day, beyond religion or belief. Why should anyone inquire about God? Why should anyone try to understand what is God? You see, just like I think Juan, you study theology. You told me, right?
But not theology in deep.
Yeah.
But I make animation spiritual.
Oh, okay.
And work
So that's
with engagement community.
Yeah. So you're trying to understand what is God, what is spirit, what is matter.
It's for help the people, some the younger with the,
Yes.
But now I think so. I'm gonna work it there. I like now work with the toxicology.
Okay.
With the people who have a problem with drugs. With
Addictions.
addictions.
So it's connected.
It's
Yes, we
connected,
actually
yeah.
we take drugs because we cannot understand what is spirit. We think that the matter is spirit, and that's why we take the drug. Because everyone, actually, our original state is to be high. We all want pleasure. Pleasure, you can say, is sort of a highness. But the problem is that we seeking for material pleasure, which after the high there is a down, you know. But the real high, you never will have to go down. You see, real high, you never will have to go back again to this material world. And this is exactly what this mantra is about. So you can find it is text 9, chapter. Which chapter is that? You can open in the French version, so you will.
There's a French
It will
version.
be easier for you.
Version française, is it? I don't know.
You can put it in the.
Yeah, we have a miniature table.
It's a French version.
What page?
It's I don't know what the page would be, but the chapter is 4.
Capítulo 4. 4? That's not it. No.
Chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge.
Actually, okay.
Chapter 4.
4. And verset
9.
9.
This one. No, this is French.
Okay, you can try to repeat the Sanskrit, but it's not necessary. That's okay. But you have to, Cyril. Cyril?
Yes.
Janme karme chanme dviyam
Janme karme chanme dviyam
evam yoveti tatvata
evam yogyati natviptam
eva yo
evayo
veti tatvata
veti tadvata
eva yo veti tatvata
evayo veti tadvata
tyatva deham punar janma tyatva. You can take another Bhagavad Gita, so you know. Naiti mamiti surajuna Naiti mamiti surajuna. Translation: one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, chapter 4, verse 9, does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Purported by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord's descent from His transcendental abode is already explained in the 6th verse. One who can understand this truth of the appearance of the personality of Godhead is already liberated from material bondage, and therefore he returns to the kingdom of God immediately after quitting his present material body. Such liberation of the living entity from material bondage is not at all easy. The impersonalists and the yogis attain liberation only after much trouble and many births. Even then, the liberation they achieve merging into the impersonal Brahma Jyoti of the Lord is only partial, and there is the risk of returning to this material world. But the devotee, simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activities of the Lord, attains the abode of the Lord just after ending this body, and does not run the risk of returning to this material world. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the Lord has many forms and incarnations, Advaitam, Achyutam, Ananda, Anantarupam. Although there are many transcendental forms of the Lord, they are still one and the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. One has to understand this fact with conviction. Although to mundane scholars and empirical philosophers, it is inconceivable, as stated in the Vedas, Purusha Bhuni Upanishad, Eko Deva Nityam Hilyanurukto Bhaktaviyapya Hridyantaratma. The one Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternally engaged in many transcendental forms and relationships with his unalloyed devotees. This Vedic version is confirmed in this verse of the Bhagavad Gita personally by the Lord, and anyone who accepts this truth on the strength of the authority of the Vedas and of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though not engaged in philosophical speculations, which are nothing but waste of time, attains the highest perfectional stage of liberation. Simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can without doubt attain liberation. The Vedic version on Tattva-tva-asmi is actually applied in this case. Anyone who understands Lord Krishna to be the Supreme, or who says unto the Lord, "You are the same Supreme Brahman, the Personality of Godhead," is certainly liberated instantly, and consequently his entrance into the transcendental association of the Lord is guaranteed. In other words, such a faithful devotee of the Lord attains perfection, and this is confirmed by the following Vedic assertion. Tameva vidati mirtyueva nehana panta vidyate janaya. One can attain the perfect stage of liberation from birth and death simply by knowing the Lord and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there is no other way to achieve this perfection. Sheta Shatara Upanishad. It meant that anyone who does not understand Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is surely in the mode of ignorance. Consequently, he will not attain salvation, simply so to speak, by licking the outer surface of the bottle of honey, or by interpreting the Bhagavad Gita according to his mundane so-called scholarship. Such empirical philosophers may assume very important roles in the material world, but that doesn't mean that they are eligible for liberation. These puffed-up mundane scholars have to wait for the causeless mercy of the devotee of the Lord. One should therefore accept the principles of Krishna consciousness with faith and knowledge, and in this way attain perfection of life. Om Agyanta Nirandasyam Gyanashana Shalakaya Chakshudamanita Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master is divine grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, kindly open my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. So, when we speak about religion, the nomenclature as it exists here in the West is not present in original Vedic literatures, in literatures that describe the ancient religion. The religion in dictionary means, so far concerned, a set of beliefs, right? One in the dictionary.
Beliefs.
Belief. I have my belief. You have your belief. My belief God is blue. His belief God is a flying saucer, like that. So we will never be able to come to any agreement. Mm-hmm. You see, we need at least some logic, some common sense. So Bhagavad Gita gives that. You see, Bhagavad Gita accepts God in three main phases: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman means the all-pervading energy of God. Paramatma means the localized aspect of God that's present up until even every single atom. And Bhagavan means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So those three aspects of God, everyone accepts. Even someone says, I don't accept God, I don't believe in God, but he must accept the energy of God, right? The atheists, they use the energy of God. The believers, they use the energy of God. The bad people or the good people, they all utilize whatever God is giving us, you see. But the difference is that the bhaktas, the bhakti yogis, more exemplary, we have to say. Bhakti yogis means the yogis who interested in God not as the energy or localized God who present everywhere, but in God as the Supreme Person. Why? Because they want to render Him some service, some love. You see, love is natural. We all want to love, and love means two. You cannot love alone. You see, immediately if you love yourself alone, you want to share it. You want to take a picture of yourself. Oh, you see, this is how I like myself. Here's my Facebook, right? So immediately you want to expose yourself to other people. You see, so the Bhakti yogis, as opposed on other type of transcendentalists. Everyone knows those transcendentalists?
No.
Transcendentalists are people who are interested in transcendence, in spiritual life. So, I mean, it's a bit, weird. We have to speak in terms of like East and West, but this is the situation now that in the West, transcendentalists usually are taking as people who are taking drugs or people who fanatically bow down to someone in the mosque, in the church, they never met him, they just believe, or like that. So when you go to India or to the Vedic scriptures, you don't need to go to India actually, just like ourselves. You went to India, right?
Yes.
But I never went to India. But we fully actually know what is India is all about, what is the spiritual knowledge. And there you can find many, many groups of transcendentalists, people who are interested in God, people interested in God from point of view of energy, localized aspect, Supreme Personality, like that. And why? Ultimately, everyone wants liberation. No one wants to actually to live here, to remain here. You see, this place, you can find so many scriptures, so many prophets, and people who explain about God. No one says that you stay here and you make it your permanent home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Jesus says, the thief's gonna steal from you. Buddha says everything is suffering, right? Dukkha, like that. And Krishna too. He says, you born and you will have to die, and in between you just suffer, in between trying to seek for some pleasure. So this is, the primary acceptance to spiritual life. Eligibility to accept spiritual life means that I no longer am satisfied with my job, with my family, friendship, society, love. I have tried it enough, and I understood that there should be something else. I deserve some higher pleasure than just working hard and dying, right? This is what material life means. You work hard, you get your paycheck, you go on a vacation, and your airplane might crash on the way to Cuba or Havana or whatever, and your paycheck, your whole life is finished. But spiritual life means that right here, right now, you liberate yourself. You see. So this is what this chanting is all about. In the previous ages, before this chanting was always there. We should not think that this is a made-up process and we just concocted something. No, it was established for millions of years, but especially now, it is giving as the treatment. Why? Because there are many aspects of our disease condition. At the moment, we are living very shortly. No one knows actually how long he's going to live, but we all know that, man lives not more than 100 years, you see. And we are very lazy, it's hard for us to practice spiritual life, we'd rather go and, do something else. Just like you see, not many people are interested. Why? Because it's rather to have some immediate pleasure. And we are very much disturbed by our mind, by our friends, community, nation, government, you name it. And even though we're trying to find time for spiritual life, our mind will take us here and there, and we'll lose interest. So specifically for this time in the period of human society, which is called Kali Yuga, it's a term that you will hear more. It means that the easiest way is simply chanting the names of God. No commitment, no rules, no regulations. You just chant and you self-realize very, very quickly, very quickly. But you have to try. Like before actually I met Juan, I didn't meet him, he just came and he interrupted the discussion I had with some people who were interested in the process. And he challenged me that, no, there is no such thing as eternal life, eternal pleasure, never-ending fun, and this is everything you enjoy, you have to suffer. And I agreed. Everything you enjoy, you have to suffer, because this is the material world. But this is material enjoyment and material suffering. Just like in the material world, if you want to enjoy, you have to suffer by working. Even if your job is nice, no one actually enjoys his job. He enjoys his paycheck, because with the paycheck you can buy a nice trip to some nice warm country when in Canada it's very cold, right? Or you can eat something nice, or you can meet a very important person and make a nice image that I have this nice watch or jeans, and everyone knows that I'm such and such. But this is actually suffering. Why? Because at the moment we get to the point of enjoyment, we all the time are bothered again by, maybe I should work a little bit more so I get a more fancy car, or a better house, a bigger apartment, or like that. So we all the time in contemplation about enjoying and suffering. There's no actually complete pleasure in that. So I explained to him this point. I don't think he really heard me, but ultimately I told him, if you want to have a proof of that there is such an eternal pleasure, you have to chant. You cannot say, I want to be cured, I want to be healthy, but I don't want to go to the doctor, I don't want to take the medicine. That means you don't actually acknowledge your diseased condition. You see. So first of all, we have to understand, material life is not pleasurable. If we still think it's pleasurable, then please go ahead. You can try. I tried, Cyril tried, 2 million practitioners of this process tried, and no one was satisfied. And no one actually, if you think it deep inside your heart, who's satisfied by material enjoyment? Material enjoyment means the body. How long you can enjoy the body, right? The same actually, what is the topmost pleasure in material life?
As is sex.
Sex life, exactly. So as soon as the body starts to deteriorate, right? 20, 30, the body is already, we started having wrinkles like that. The sex life, the pleasure goes down. And when the person reaches old age, because the enjoyment is practically nil of sex life, there is no enjoyment of sex life, because no one will look even at the old man. Then actually that same sex life turns to such a suffering, such an immense suffering, that it says actually that no one can understand pain of an old person. That's why old people are grumpy. They're grumpy and they cannot even express it, because who will understand them? No one can understand an agony, a suffering of an old person, because we all are young. So actually there is no pleasure. And all the pleasure that we're looking for is actually in God, you see. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam yoga bhavata samam vitaha. Krishna says that I'm the source of everything, not just spiritual, but material too. Krishna is the source of money. Krishna is the source of love. Krishna even says, I'm the source of pleasure that you experience in sex life, if it's done, of course, according to the principles of yoga. And the ones who know it, the intelligent people who understand that fact. Why intelligent? Because just like if you look for something, and I tell you, oh, you just go to that shopping mall, doesn't matter what you're looking for, it's going to be there. You know, you can look in the index, you're going to find any store, whatever you like. So if you're intelligent and you want to save time, you're going to go there. But if you're not, of course, you can deny and look for so many other stores and waste your time and probably waste your money too, because the prices might be different. So the intelligent people who understand that, they approach God directly. They don't go to the little pond of pleasure in food, family, work, whatever. They approach God for any type of pleasure, and the source of that pleasure is this process of bhakti yoga, which connects us to God. And it's very simple. It's done by chanting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have some questions before we're gonna chant some more to clarify.
What you say is you have a sense, too many sense,
Mhm.
you know.
So you're ready to chant until you leave the body and go to the spiritual world?
No, yes, it's true. It's for that I tell you. Just last week we go in Coldplay.
Yeah. But if I tell you now we're gonna chant
We chant
until you get old, we're not gonna stand up. Okay, at least until the morning. The same melody, the same song. You will be able to do it?
For this song.
Yes.
O sea, dice chanting como hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana,
That's
sí.
great, wow. Coldplay, yes. No, I understand. I respect them. You know, but it's about, I understand, my mind is about when we chant together,
Yes.
after we smile. In this concert, I don't know, the Coldplay is different, it's not similar to this chant, but when I see the people when come out, the guy smile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very touching in herself.
It touches you.
She touched me, but everywhere see in the eyes and smile.
Mm-hmm.
Here sometimes we don't do that.
Yes.
Sometimes we walk like this, or sometimes we don't see in the eyes.
Yes.
When after this guy sing, I very touched about why this guy do that, how this guy do that.
Yes.
It's for do. When I meet you, I saw you when you we talk after you tell me no, I chant, we chant together.
Yeah, that's all we do.
It's similar.
All this talking is just to make you chant.
Yeah, exactly.
And we ask people to ask questions, to explain to them that all they have to do is to chant.
Chant,
Mm.
yes.
And the more you chant, you're gonna understand why you have to chant.
¿Entiendes?
Yes. Yeah. More.
So would you like to try to chant?
Yes.
But really chant.
Okay.
Not Hare Krishna. When you chant, Cyril is gonna chant, you chant with Cyril.
Okay.
So you chant as loud as you can. Why? Because the vibration has to penetrate all the layers. We have many layers, not just the body, but many subtle layers. Earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And before we come to the ego, even our mind is so hard to penetrate. Right now I'm talking, right? I forgot your name.
Priscilla.
Priscilla. Priscilla is hearing me very nicely, but maybe Cyril, I don't know, maybe you think about your, daughter or wife or grocery list. No? You're still here, right? But sometimes it happens. We speak, even we like someone and we want to hear him, but the mind, we just cannot. The mind, oh, wow, I want to go somewhere else. My God, where is going? So, no. Make an experiment. When the mind tells you like this, you chant louder.
Yoga.
I'm not gonna keep you here till the morning, of course. Me and Cyril, we're gonna stay till the morning because it's a very potent day. Potent. There's impotent, there's a potent. Potent means it's a very
Poderoso.
Poderoso.
Oh.
poderoso.
Este día es muy poderoso porque es el día del
Oh,
cumpleaños.
hablo español.
Sí.
Oh,
Okay,
Es el
then
día del
where we from?
cumpleaños de Krishna, sí,
Divinidad hindú.
sí, es Dios. Es Dios, es el nombre de Dios.
yeah. Krishna made this day for us to chant more.
Krishna
Okay.
significa todo, all pleasurable.
Yeah, but if you could, Prabhu, not to go outside of the subject, the point is that specifically today, if you try to chant, with the heart, with the heart it's not very hard, It just when someone speaks to you, just like I speak to you now, you hear me. So when we chant, try to hear and try to chant back with your heart. It doesn't matter you have a nice voice, bad voice, and it has no significance. The significance is the heart. Because Krishna is already in your heart. So you don't have to impress him with nice voice or nice haircut or whatever. He knows your feeling. And specifically today, he's going to give you such an ecstasy, such bliss. How do you say bliss in Spanish? Pleasure.
Bendición.
Bendición.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That you will understand that actually, oh my God, I liked nothing so much like this. It was so pleasurable. That's what happened to us. So like that. Yes, and you can clap. To the rhythm. Cyril is gonna play the cartels, perhaps. Would you like to play?
Yes, sure.
And we're gonna do a little short chanting, and then we're gonna serve you a nice vegetarian cuisine that we cook and we chant. So you're not just gonna hear the chanting, but you're gonna eat the chanting. So it's a very special type of yoga. It's the only process of yoga where you get to eat and do yoga in the same time. So just be a little patient.
Okay.
It's gonna be very, very exciting. Hare Krishna,
Krishna